Anthony, we would just like to know what is your assessment of the democratic process of elections on the continent?
Thank you very much for having me this afternoon. What I think of a democratic process, so by and large, most African countries, I'm not sure whether we have reached a stage where we can say we are fully democratic. What we see is democracy and election processes are being seen as a box ticking exercise. We have not fully mainstreamed true democracy where people can actually elect their leaders freely, and elections and democratic transition could really mean true transition, true power from the people to governments, because these governments, these elections should be reflection of Africans, and that the power are drawn from the people.
So we agree that elections are a process, and it starts right from the campaign period, the management of the election, and the voting itself. We have seen a series of coups on the continent. Is it a case of one step forward, two steps backwards?
Well, first of all, let me say election is a serious business. There are people who benefit from election, as you rightly said, from all the processes. It's unfortunate that we make 10 steps and we make 2 steps back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I think this speaks to what does it mean to be in a democratic transition? What does it mean to be in election mode? How do we engage? How is it people-centered election? Because election should allow people to really air their voices, the voiceless to be able to speak and elect the leaders that they feel will be able to meet their expectations. We know that the rhetorics around politics in the continent is not necessarily the case. We have seen across countries. In Kenya, for example, there's a huge young people who did not turn up for the election. There are people who feel the faces they see on the election ballots are the very same people who they have seen since they were young, and they have not seen any tangible impact on their lives, so to speak.
So what is the most important ingredient to ensure that the process of an election on the continent is actually meaningful?
I think it needs to start from the people. I think it's about time to to walk the talk. Instead of saying we are democratic in paper, it needs to be practical. Governments draw power from the people. So it's very important that the election process, management, transparency need to be guided by principles enshrined within the particular legal frameworks that it truly reflect the needs of the people in a particular society or in a particular country, and that people have true voice of really choosing their leaders that they need to address some of the challenges they face in their communities. This is very fundamental and very important.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mveyange, for your insights.